Hey guys, Marshmallow Duelist back with another video, and today is the 0 Gem to King of Games challenge. This week we made quite some progress. We've actually gone into a fully fledged deck now that's not quite there. There's a few things we need to do, but it's going strong. We've gone from rookie all the way to silver rank, which isn't that bad because there's actually a lot. It's a lot harder than it used to be to actually go up ranks, because I'm going against like full power decent decks now, as opposed to just Blue Eyes, like really bad Blue Eyes every game that's still running Kyberman. It doesn't actually seem like low ranks have low power decks. It's just more the caliber of player and mistakes they make. Or maybe it's just Smurfers. I don't know. It might actually be the situation where like silver and gold's easier than bronze, because bronze is just full of Smurfers. Or whatever, and then it gets harder again when you go into like platinum, legend rank, and whatnot. But without further ado, let's have a quick gander at the deck. I did use my first ultra rare dream ticket and a super rare dream ticket, so we've used our 2 cards that can come from packs. I do have another ultra rare dream ticket, but I'm not sure what to use it on yet. So here's the deck. We're running Ancient Gears. As of right now, there's a few adjustments that could be made with some 0 gem cards, which obviously I'll make later in the series, but I'm struggling to get them a little bit. So we've got 1 Ancient Gear Golem, 3 Ancient Gear Knights, 1 Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, which is what we use the super rare ticket on. This can fuse from hand or field and does 300 damage when it's summoned and stops spells or traps being activated when he's attacking. 3 Ancient Gear Soldier, which just has the normal Ancient Gear effect of stopping spells and traps when it's attacking. Ancient Gear, these are going to get subbed out, but if you control an Ancient Gear, you can special summon another from the hand. It's more just that it's an Ancient Gear name as of right now that can be used for fusions. 1 Ancient Gear Cannon, I might actually bump that up to 2, and I think I'm 1 level up away from my second cannon. It contributes to do 500 burn. Neither player can activate traps during the battle phase of that turn. Again, it's more just that it's an Ancient Gear name than actually being good, but I think it's a better one to have than normal Ancient Gear. We then run 1 castle. We have a castle that also spawns instantly thanks to Middle Age Mechs. That's what that skill does. It instantly places an Ancient Gear castle on my first turn. This helps us go into our Ancient Gear Golem a lot easier, which is quite nice. We then have a copy of Spell Gear where you get rid of 3 Ancient Gear cards. Keep that in mind, it's cards, so you can get rid of your castle. To special summon up to an Ancient Gear, 1 Ancient Gear from hand, and 1 Ancient Gear Golem from deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. We only have 1, so this card isn't great yet. I need to get my hands on 2 more Ancient Gear Golems, but they're not in tickets or anything like that, or none that I've had so far, so it's honestly going to look like I have to grind fighting Crowler at the gate. But the issue with that is I have to get level 40 for my best chance, and that means I think I have to get to like stage 40 in Duel Monsters World, and that's going to take a while. We then have 2 copies of Polymerization, 1 Magic Cylinder, 1 Mirror Force, and 2 Trap Hole of Spikes. For the extra deck, the only cards we're using are the 2 Ultimate Ancient Gear Golems, which is an Ancient Gear Golem and 2 Ancient Gears. When it dies, it spawns an Ancient Gear from the grave. It has Piercing, has the Ancient Gear battle effect. It's honestly really good. You can just close out games turn 1 with this if you can get it. And we used an ultra rare dream ticket on Ancient Gear Howitzer, which is 2 Ancient Gears. It can do 500 burn every main phase, which is good against Time Lords, actually. You don't want to be battling, so just keep burning them. But I like that it only has 1,000 attack, because you can crash into something really weak, or just ram it into something that's stronger. And then you can special summon any Ancient Gear from the deck. So basically, you can turn 2 Ancient Gears in hand in a way to fuse them into a golem, which is pretty good. And then we do occasionally, I think it's only come up once actually in ranked, Puzzle Amino, the Drop and Deleter. Again, very rare, but it's there. The others don't use them at all, so I could honestly just remove them, but there's no point really. So that's the deck. Something I have been working on is I have been grinding out the event. I've actually been getting the characters for every world except for Dark Side Dimensions. That's literally the case of a Duel. It's just that I can't be bothered. Because I've got Zone, the new character. I've been grinding the levels a bit, getting a few Time Lords, because I was thinking maybe Time Lords could be a decent free-to-play deck as well. But then I noticed that they did a thing about the new skill, And the issue with that is that it's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of new cards coming. That probably means it's going to be box, which means gems, which means I probably won't be able to play Time Lords. However, I do think they'll still have some free-to-play competitiveness because you can get a load from level ups, and you basically, I imagine you just play a load of traps like Mirror Force, Magic Cylinder, Trap Hole, Spikes, and then just have your Time Lords one at a time every turn, sort of thing. So I still think they have potential, but I'm not super going for this now. This is probably just like a side objective I'll go for. Nothing too crazy. If you wanted to know the win rate of the Ancient Gear deck, I'd say it's about 70%, maybe actually 65 now. It is above 50, but it does brick, and there's some decks out there that are wild. I think the first loss was to Malefic, which is a pretty cool deck. But as you can see, we've gained a few losses here and there too. So Cracking Dragon Ice Barrier is actually insane. That destroyed us. This one here was just a disconnect. This was... Oh yeah, Super Heavy Samurai. They literally just had like 2 Soul Shield walls and Soul Horns in hand. That wasn't even really anything I could do. And this, I think, was this just Blue Eyes? Yeah, this was just Blue Eyes, but they had Karma Cuts and Raigeki Breaks and Ballista Squad. They had at least 2 at all times, and they were just using them in my main phase. Honestly, they Karma Cut Ancient Gear, literally the little one, but they just had so much that it didn't matter, and I just didn't have a play. They had 1 Blue Eyes and just beat me. So, yeah. Sometimes it happens. What can I say? That's all. So yeah, we're on like almost 7,000 gems right now. Just a quick thing that I like to do every week as well. I'll show you, besides the dream tickets, I've got nothing from packs. You can see this is all just level up rewards, starter decks, that sort of thing. So as you can see, nothing here. It's from a booster pack, except for, I think, I can't remember, is it this here, this sword? And there's probably a rare somewhere. That actually, no, it's date obtained, so they should be. I don't know where they are, but essentially you had to buy a pack in the tutorial. That's the only thing that's been bought. Beyond that, everything else is 0 gem, and obviously I'm not using those cards you get in the pack at the beginning. So yeah, there's not much else to say, honestly. I should have probably showed you some replays, but nothing interesting really happened. It was either a really long duel, where I just ended up hitting with piercing on Golem, or I just died to a bunch of traps, or I win on turn 1. Beyond that, they're not exciting duels, but it is a decent deck nonetheless. Some thoughts that I've had, well, obviously, I'm playing through the event with Crowler because you can't play the event with Time Lords, and I believe that with Crowler, I think it's quite high up. Yes, it is, but at 35 you do get an Ancient Gear Golem. So if I get him to level 35, we do get a second Golem, which is very much needed, and also at 33 Ancient Gear Explosive, which I could consider running, because there is quite a bit of burn damage that goes on in this deck. That might be a way to actually be a sort of separate win con. I'm not sure how good it is. I might have to tech it, and then that way at least I'm already going to be leveling up for the Golem anyway, so it's not like any extra effort. My thoughts for the deck are going to be 2 more Golems and minus 2 gear, and then I think either 1 or 2 more castles at the cost of another gear or cannon. And I was also half considering Hex, Sealed Fusion, Earth, or just a third poly. It's probably going to be a third poly, to be fair. But beyond that, I think this deck is more or less done. I guess I could have a third Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, but that's not going to do anything. I don't think there's any Xyz monsters that I can really go for or get that would do much. I'll have to have a look. Again, I do have a second Ultra Red Dream ticket, I believe, so I could get another Howitzer maybe, or an Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon, Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound. I'm not sure. I really wanted Megaton Golem, but that's too new for the Dream ticket, sadly. So, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Let me know what you think of the progress. Let me think of what I should do differently. and how I should progress. I appreciate any input you guys have. Also, if you're wondering for the event, I'll quickly show you how far through I am. Where are we? Cumulative rewards. I've literally just been doing the free assist duels because I don't have a decent 5Ds deck that isn't just Ancient Gear Golem anyway. So just been doing this. I'm hoping to get here for this copy of Time Lord. I've sadly not been able to pull a single one. Yeah, I've got like 7 Mikions. But yeah, if I can get Sandion, that'll be a nice extra one. That's pretty much the only thing I'm going for at the minute, just that. And also trying to rank up my stage on Duel Monsters World so I can get level 40 Gate Duelists. So I can go for, obviously, Ancient Gear Golems, Ancient Gear Castles, and if I duel Cyrus Truesdale, where is he, the little guy? Because this is also a Gate exclusive. Oh, there he was. You can get a little card called Pair Psychroid, which is 2 machines with the same name, and it can attack directly. It's nothing stunning, but again, it can, like Ancient Gear Explosive, it has the potential to close out games. So, again, it might come up like once ever, but that once ever might be what ranks me up to King of Games. So, you know, when I get to level 40 Duelists, it'll be worth trying for. Anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.